combination with these two, our country cannot go forward. So that's why internships are very much important, and regular HR conclaves and technology experts interaction with the students is very much important. What is happening in the industry? So that definitely that transformation, continuous learning to the students is very much important. That's what it.
Adding further to what Swami has said is, another factor that educational institutions need to focus is the concepts that you are teaching the students. Are they able to understand it? Because end of the day, what is critical is the concepts that the students have learned, whether through internship or through HR conclaves or through any conferences, are they able to articulate that concepts into real scenarios? Can those concepts help them in solving real industry issues? That is one very critical component that industries and educational institutions need to look into it. The curriculum should be such that the concepts once the student has learned, they are able to articulate them into problem solving, into logical thinking. That is something that is missing from our educational institutions.
Well said, well said. Thank you very much. Quickly moving on to the next question. What role can industry play in shaping academic research and innovation? So, most of the education institutions, it is very important that they carry out the research and development in their campuses, establish special labs, centers of excellence, and how far these centers of excellence are helping in reaching the students to the industry.
Thank you. Lovely question. Absolutely superb. So let me first of all thanks Furti College of Engineering. I am not an academician and they dared call me for a HR convention. So thank you so much for inviting me here. I would now contradict myself by saying I am an academician, a professor of finance and marketing, a visiting professor to IIMs and IITs, and I'm a business coach, a TEDx speaker, and an author. However, that being left behind, I have moved to corporates. So I am with an independent director with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. I was attending a session this morning with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and the topic was the same. That is what fascinated me. What are they looking at employing new people? They gave a couple of examples, and I have a whole lot of notes ready for you to take action on. The director, one of them, P.R. Ramesh, chairman of Deloitte, he said, we are at a risk, huge risk because of AI. One risk is reputation risk. He said he's a director in Air India. What happened in Ahmedabad, the air crash that happened in Ahmedabad, he said overnight our business fell, our reputation went to the dogs. He spoke about Maggi noodles. He said when MSG was mixed in Maggi noodles, overnight the reputation fell. The employee's reputation is exactly the same. The potential employees. We come with a whole lot of qualifications. We say, you know what, we've done this, we've done that, and so on and so forth. But at the end of it, when you send your CV, it's ChatGPT generated. You send, and you cannot map that with your personality. Huge problem. I do not believe that colleges are are drawn against corporates. I believe it's the students, the participants themselves. Post-lunch, have a look at the presence. How many of us are really interested in getting some mileage out of this? My question is that, how many of us are self-drivers? Let's not start pointing fingers at colleges or corporates for that matter. It's a very dynamic world. Today you want something, tomorrow it's going to change. Today the corporates want something, and my co-panelist just mentioned, don't live in yesteryears. Anticipate what's going to happen and move on. What stops you from doing that? What stops you from doing a course online? What stops you? Knowledge is not to keep to yourself. Knowledge is all about execution. If you can't execute, that knowledge is good for nothing. Therefore, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, the first call to action, connect with the present here. Your college has taken the trouble of calling the stalwarts of the industry. Connect with each and every, there's no good and bad. Connect with each and every person. See what is the mileage you can get out of this association and move forward. Taking action is the need of the hour. Execution is the need of the hour. Thank you so much. I hope I haven't exceeded my time.
Thank you very much, Sumanji, for throwing light on what students need to do to enhance the research and development as well as improve themselves. So we have next question for us. So thank you for having you here. Can you have a brief introduction so that we get knowing each other?
Sure. My name is Harita, and I'm working as a senior HR generalist, HRBP at Akisada. I also represent the company called MBR Informatics and Engine Works. So it's glad that I joined you with this panelist.
Thank you very much. May I request the other panelists also just have a brief overview, one or two line about what you are doing in your company, and then proceed for the question that is presented to you. So the next question goes, how can collaboration enhance skill development and employability of graduates? I think Lavina can take up this one.
When industry meets academia, so all you need to do is nothing but real time. Take up live projects with the real time companies, then go for internship in the companies rather than going for any project. See, there are some projects that need to be in real time. When you go for a company, visit college and do a small project as well, that's when you will get a real exposure. First about the culture, then the skills development. You can learn, there's nothing right and wrong. You can upskill yourself, where the standards, it can be market, it can be business, it can be technical, it can be functional. So you need to be prepared for real-time business. Yeah. And do a lot of learning and certification as well to upskill yourself. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone would like to add point here?
Sorry if I'm hogging the limelight. I'm really sorry. I have one sentence I'd like to
I'll ask
tell
the
you.
cameraman not to focus on you.
Well, how many of you saw the budget? Many must have heard, many must have gone through the reviews and talks. Did you see India's push to the orange economy? Girls and boys, we are at the brim of that. We are at the blink of that. Just move on. Creativity, the government has decided to spend a lot of revenue, crores and crores of rupees for creativity, which was not there earlier. It's called the orange economy now. Go to YouTube and check it out what it is, and then explore opportunities. Thank you.
I'll just add one point. Internship nowadays seems to be the trend. We are Indians, we're very good at trending things. Most of us are going for internships. The question here that we need to ask both the students and the educational institution is how this internship is going to be helpful. Is this internship really my area of interest? That is a question that should first come to both in the minds of the student and the educational institution. You're doing an internship, it is fabulous. But is that internship that you are doing is in the choice where you want to build your career? Or let me just put it plainly that I'm doing it for the heck of it because I'm going to get marks. That is again, that needs to be questioned internally. Both by the students, and I repeat, very important, by the placement officers too, because you should not be running here and there in the fourth year that I need to place my students in colleges. Okay, so I'm chasing. No, when your people are going for internship, counsel them. Tell them the pros and the cons, gauge their interest, educate, aware. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Like to add?
So in the recent past, so the industry is also coming to the academy. For example, if you take IIT Chennai in Madras, and Ashok Leyland has tied up, and they are coming up with new innovations. And IIT Delhi, which is Samsung is collaborated with IIT Delhi, and they are innovating new products and new process. They are developing microchip, and the best way they are trying to do it with the academic support.
Yeah, you very much. So when Shubhra presented her view about the internships, normally the internships start for a company in a different way. Small piece of work which is supposed to be done by an individual. They want to break into pieces and have this to be done by the intern, so that you can save a lot of time and money on that. So this should not happen. Normally, big companies never do like this. They wanted to hire an intern and then see that how this intern can be absorbed into the regular roles.
So nowadays, the internship has become the attendance. So people are not concentrating on the actual work, but they are actually concentrating on the attendance. And I would recommend all the students from the beginning of the first year that not to look into the placement after the fourth year of your completion, but then rather depend on from the beginning of the first sem itself, so that you would have a good, uh, you know, workflow of what is actually happening. And also after the industry once recruit you, what you've been doing. So is it that your mentor is guiding you properly, or is a mentor being assigned to you from the, you know, just the freshers from that organization? So that is the point where we have to actually improve. The one internship should be actually guided by the proper mentors, which are actually either the TLs or the managers. So that is where we can bring in the difference.
Wonderful, very nice.
And most important is, yes, like what she said is, mentorship is important, but it goes from ourselves as well. As a mentee, if you're stuck anywhere, please ask. That's where we block ourselves. We think, is it again, should I ask? Is a question that comes to our mind. But no, open up. That's where your learning comes up. So never stop yourself by asking a question.
This is a question for the students sitting at the back. How many of you know the term called gig workers? Gig economy, gig workers. I could see some hands raised. Very nice, very nice. So people on stage are knowledgeable then. So try Google it. We are in the economy wherein all big works are not taken up. They are broken down into pieces and then shared among the young generation who can do it very fastly, quickly. Again, quality matters there. So that is also taken care of. So we move on to the next question for the panelists. What incentives can be offered to industry partners to encourage collaboration? So incentives.
Yeah, I need not to be, yeah, do the, yeah, give the certification courses, yeah, give the certification courses and give them, guidance and coach them and, how to excel in the current industry and all, and monetary benefits anyway, that's a default one. And also, major thing is nowadays social media. Applaud them in social media so that, they'll feel proud and, their accomplishments are shared to the entire world. So that, it will circulate and, they'll get a better opportunities and they'll have very good career perspective.
Wonderful, Swami.
I'd like to add on. It's all about ROI, return on investment. It can be certificate, as our co-panelist just mentioned right now. It can be monetary. The only thing what our industry is looking at is go-getters. Coming and saying, sir, I'm very dynamic, I'm ready to learn. Can you imagine what a statement you've made? You're ready to learn, but I'm not ready to teach. I'm going to pay you and then teach you. You think I've gone nuts? Absolutely. I would rather what the defense services does. You know what? If you don't know an answer, you never say, I don't know. You say, I'll find out, sir. The mindset changes. Neuro-linguistic programming, those who've done that will know what I'm talking about. Your mindset changes if you say, I'll find out. and your mindset shifts. Giving yourself permission to fail is saying, I really don't know, I'm ready to learn, I'll try and work. So my thinking is, let's just pull up our socks, each one of us. It's not either the industry or the college or the student, each one of us, and see how we can. We need you, you need us. So there is no escape from this. Let's just see how we can come close and have a meeting point. Thank you.
Thank you very much. How can academia and industry work together to address emerging technologies and trends? We have been witnessing the recent shift of AI and a lot of things happening. I know the next panel is ready with all the arms and ammunition to get into the panel discussion. But my request is don't get into deep of the AI, but how these emerging technologies, academics can be helpful.
I think the first and foremost thing should be done is have more industry and academia collaboration. That is really needed. Not like when I'm closer to the placement year or I'm doing as part of my marketing. As you said, it should be not an exception, it should be a norm. You should have frequent, like earlier also the panelists have been talking, we talk about TEDx, we talk about mentors coming in. Make it more frequent, make it more interactive. May get the industry stalwarts who have experienced the ups and downs. Let them come, sit, brainstorm with the students, tell them that this was the real case scenario, this is what I did, how would you do it? This will actually enable the students to think differently. Because they already have one approach, you have to see a second approach. That collaboration should come more. You should have more practical learnings. Thankfully, the government is also coming up with a lot of funding. They are making excellent centers. Let's utilize it. Let's not just keep it for branding purposes. Let's actually utilize it and inculcate in our budget. Inculcate in a company budget or in an industry budget. It should be well there right from January, not come in the middle of the year. That's what I would like to add in here.
Very, very true advice that you have given. In fact, I would like to add the academic institution should also look at having the industry person not just for the purpose of showing that we have industry person coming here, but also look at beyond the mandatory things that come up in their career progression in the college, like MBA, NAC, accreditation bodies. People normally have MOU just because for the sake of showing to the accreditation bodies. Institutions should go beyond that, and industry should also enable the academic partnership by appointing people to go into colleges and share their knowledge about what latest happenings and enable them to get into the industry. That is a win-win situation for all. Would like to add?
So I would like to add one more point that even the industry should be getting to the colleges, and they even have to be involved in the evaluation part also, so that they can mentor properly with the students and directly interact with them. Also, not only the students nowadays can easily get into the social media platform like LinkedIn. They can directly interact with all the HRs or whoever it is. They can easily connect, and they should build their own career, not depending on the college or the industry. So they should have their own set of goals that needs to be achieved, and progress accordingly.
Thank you very much. We have next question. What is the role of the government in facilitating industry academic collaboration? Is there a role that government should play?
This economy itself, orange. They have given so much of relief.
Government is really giving a lot of support to the industry. In fact, in the R&D department, 60% of the funds are sponsored by the government only. Private sectors has to really come to the industry and support the R&D and the academia, so that it will be more flexible. And currently, I met on the other day Jayesh Ranjan, who has put a lot of efforts while setting up the T-Hub, and so many startups they have initiated, and they have given a lot of push, and it really helped actually. So how hard government is trying, we need to take that opportunity And normally, majority of the students, what they think is only big companies they will accept the offers. If the other startups, they are giving the offers, they'll not much appreciate to join. But startups also very doing great job, and India is the second largest startup which is established in this country. So don't feel that only I join for the big companies. So there is a lot of other startups which is really doing great jobs.
One small thing that I would like to add is government should also make an effort to have tier 2 and tier 3 colleges too. Most of the efforts that I've seen is centered in tier 1 cities. And that's why students have this mindset that if I do it only from a tier 1 city, I may be from a tier 2 city. But if I graduate from a tier 1 city, it's a sure shot that I'll get into Google, Amazon and that. This perception needs to change. Government also needs to ensure that you have tier 2 and tier 3 cities, colleges also in collaboration. Invest there also. Let's remember, India has a lot of talent. We don't have any less of talent. Opportunities are limited. We need to extend that opportunities beyond this tier 1 city. That's all.
So, with your permission, you're the moderator, but with your permission, if any student today sitting in this hall can ask one question, I promise you, and I'm making this in front of the authorities of your college, there will be an opportunity for you. This is an opportunity given to you by your college. They've organized a superb event for your college where people from different walks of life have come here. I see, I don't know, maybe some of you are inherently introverts, shy, so on and so forth. Can you step out of your shell and ask one question to any one of the panelists? I am telling you, there will be an opportunity opening for you. Sorry for taking this liberty, but I think we need to involve the students with the academia to ensure that they get the best benefit out of what is in store for them.
Yeah, before some student asks a question, I would like to ask the panelists, what is the piece of advice that you give to be in the race of the competition?
For me, what I would say is, first know yourself. You should know what to pick up. Because just someone in the corridor asked me, ma'am, which company should I go? It should be a product or a service-based company. But I rather asked, what is your interest? Are you a learner? Are you, can you do it, something like individually? Are you an individual contributor? So first you should know yourself. Because interest meets passion, and I think that's the initial step.
Thank you. That was a lovely thought. I would just leave you with one thought. Get up and take the first step and talk. Unless you talk, there are so many people in the hall. Unless you talk and ask, no one will move. There won't be a meeting ground. Opportunities are there, and remember, opportunities are not created. You just go and pick it up by whatever is available. So get up and move out of your shell and ask. There is no stupid question. There is no bad way of asking. So get up and move out. Ask. Thank you.
From my point of view, never underestimate yourself. So you are equally.
Now we are encouraging students to
Yeah.
wait for the student.
Never underestimate yourself. That is very important point. Okay, so you are equally competent, to so many people. Okay, normally every person in this world is unique, and know your capability and nurture it and shape it, fine tune it. Definitely, you will be, good person. From far, you might be seeing, you are not able to achieve or you are not able to accomplish, but once you are in the race, automatically you are the part of it, and then slowly you will inculcate that success factor, and you will succeed in one day.
I would just say this, please don't try to be perfect. There is nothing as perfection. In this rat race, you will succeed at some, you will fail at lot. You will again have to get up, succeed again, fail a few times. It's an ongoing race. You will not be able to win it. But how you will win it is with persistence and be focused. So please don't chase perfection. Be persistent and be focused.
I would recommend that always set your mindset, because your mindset is what it defines yourself. And also, uh, skills can actually fetch your job, but what it makes to work and continuity at your success, it actually meant not to be dependent on the certifications, because certifications can hold you up for some time. It's always your mindset and it's always your attitude that takes you in moving further. So I would recommend all of you set your attitude and set your mindset towards your work. Yeah, thank you.
That's a wonderful panel discussion. A big round of applause to our panelists. Thank you very much. And the floor is open for questions. We may take one or two questions. Question coming from here. Yeah, please go ahead. Next is yours.
Good afternoon, respected HRs. I would like to, I'm Mohammad Abdul Haq from third year Cybersecurity. I'm pursuing engineering here in this college. Right now, currently, I'm in third year, second semester. I need to ask you, how do I need to upskill myself or upgrade myself to get an opportunity in any of your organizations? How do I need to upskill myself?
You've taken the first step, and that for me is upskilling. Your name is Mohammed?
Abdul Haq.
Mohammed Abdul. I would love to meet you after this session and give you a paid internship opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Just because you asked that question. You're skilled because you dared to take that first step. Thank you so much for being so cooperative.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful, ma'am. God bless you.
Good afternoon, respected ma'ams and sirs. I'm just Shravanti. I want to ask a question like, what makes a student unique in HR's perspective or company's perspective?
Be yourself. Don't copy anyone.
Thank you.
Hello HRs. I'm Ritika. I'm from third year data science department. I'm doing so many courses and I'm doing many projects. It's very related to real world, and I sometimes think that my projects, I really want to expand it and bring it outside, also brand myself. But the thing is, I don't know if this will be only limited to my college or would anyone actually like my projects or not. And yeah, that's what I wanted to ask.
I think first you need to establish, since you're doing so many projects, are any of these projects adding any value to you?
Yes, one of them is very personal and very, I think it's very helpful for every college student.
Then you should stick to that, because that's the one that you can relate to. See, when you start your corporate world, right, you come up with a rose-colored eyeglasses. You see the world to be very rosy. Unfortunately, that's not how it is. The corporate world has its harsh realities also. So it is very important that you should connect to something internally, externally no. It has to come from here. That when you do that task, it gives you the joy. That is what is more important. If this project, this internship gives you that joy, then stick to it, explore it further. That should help you, and that will help you find your way.
Thank you so
Can
much.
I add one point? I'm sorry, I'm taking it off course. I'm going to take it off course, but you'll relate to it very well. There are many of us who are married in this hall, especially teachers, not students, teachers. Some of us have arranged marriage and some of us have love marriage. Either ways, once you get married, can you do anything about your partner? You just learn to live with the partner. Therefore, if you don't know what is good for you, just pursue it. At the end of it, learn to live with it. You do not have the wherewithal to choose. You do not have the finances to choose. You cannot go back and tell your parents, I don't like engineering, now I want to take up something in the USA. You don't have the finances. I'm assuming, maybe you do, I'm assuming that you don't have the finances. Therefore, within the constraints that you have, you've tried three. Take, like my co-panelist just said, pick up what you like best and go ahead. You've had the blessing of checking out three. Fantastic. You should, give me a name too. You should be a part of the go-getters gang in this college. So fantastic, great way to keep abreast. We are not born with a golden spoon to say, ye nahi to ye kar lenge. Doesn't matter, jo hai usme hi karo. Thank you so much for sharing this this perspective.
So I thank all the panelists over here for your time and one more question. Yeah, make it quick here. Other panelists are there.
Good afternoon. Hello everyone. I won't take much time of yours. Sir, we freshers do also have experience of internships, projects and other things. But why do HR sees us as a freshers? Why not experienced persons? How do we perceive ourselves that we do also have experience, we do also have skills that we can collaborate and we help the organization? Why do freshers are seen as very freshers? We don't know anything. Why are we like this, man? How do we perceive and represent ourselves?
As somebody who is heavily involved into campus early hirings, this is what I would say. As HR, I don't care how many internships you have done. I'll be very honest. Okay? The reason being, internship is part of your curriculum, you have to do it, and of course it will give you experience. As HR, what I am more interested in, has this internship, I'll repeat again, added any value to you? Has it enhanced your problem solving skills? Has it given you that logical understanding that I want you to deliver when I am at a client call? When I have a client escalation, can I count on you to back me up? Can I count on you to resolve it then and there and say, hey, Shudra, don't worry, I will find the reason. As Dr. Suman said, right, you need to be a go-getter. You don't know it, but you say that I will get you the answer. That is what HR looks into it. People, we do not, I know everybody thinks that HR loves rejecting candidates. Trust me, that is unfortunately a part of our role, which we have to do. We have to be the villain. We are not very crazy about this villain role. But the only reason that we do not take people is because when I know that things are in crisis, I need people who can back it up. Who can say that, don't worry, this Titanic is not going to, go down. I will take care of it. That is what I'm looking at. So your problem solving skills, your analytical skills, and remember, how good are you in your fundamentals? Your fundamentals has to be crystal clear to such an extent that if somebody wakes you up from your sleep and asks you the fundamentals of Java, or if they ask you about agile methodology, you tell them straightforward without blinking your eye. That's what we look at. Hope this helps.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanush from DH department, second year. I have a question for you. If you were graduating today, what would you do differently in your first job?
I would be like you. I was horrible when I was a graduate. Horrible. You know what? I met my husband when I was in class 8. I didn't even want to do class 9. I wanted to get married. After that, I was horrible in education and my mother struggled with me. Then we got married and my husband struggled with me to bring me where I am. I've got a dream family. All opportunities. I never took the opportunities. So if I was like you, I would have been in such a nice place. Today I'm 62 years old. I wish I was there when I was 42 years old.
I also have another question. What human skill do you think AI can never replace in the workspace?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What human skill do you think AI can never replace in the workspace?
Emotional quotient. Today we have Sophia. Have you heard of Sophia? She also has a passport. She goes to different places. She's AI. But she has a lot of emotion, but she can't replace you. Your emotional quotient, today people look for EQ along with IQ. Whatever AI does, it's going to take lots and lots and lots. Of course, with Anthropic, there is a doubt now because like a constitution, they are following a lot of guidelines. But even then, I feel you are making AI. Where can you replace yourself? No way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That percolates into next panel discussion. People are eager there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, panel members and the moderator. We will now request Secretary of the Spurti Engineering College and Director and the Principal of the Spurti Engineering College to come onto the dais. And we also request the moderator to stay back. We request the awardees to kindly approach the stage as their names are announced.
The Chanakya Darpan Strategic Vision Award goes to Dr. Suman Rangabashyam, Managing Director at Marketo Private Limited.
Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Award goes to Mr. Kopparthi Ramalingeshwara Swami, Head Human Resources at SS and C Technologies.
The next award goes to Lavina Gomez, HR Senior Manager at TechOuts.
Thank you, ma'am. The Karuna Jyoti Employee Wellbeing Champion Award goes to Ms. Subra Samuel, Senior Manager HR at Nord Solutions Private Limited.
Sankalp Sutra Change and Transformation Leader Award goes to Ms. Harita Jayashree, Senior HR Journalist at Akisa.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all the award recipients and thank you for your continued contributions to the HR community. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into our next section of the HR Conclave.
Panel Discussion 3 focuses on the theme AI and Automation in Talent Acquisition, Redefining Hiring. This session will explore how technology, data, and automation are transforming recruitment strategies and shaping the future of the talent acquisition. We are pleased to introduce the moderator of this session, Mr. K. Kartikeya Kumar, Head HR at Focus Softnet. With his strong experience in HR leadership and digital transformation, he will be guiding this discussion and bringing valuable insights from our panelists. We request Mr. K. Kartikeya Kumar to kindly take over the session. Joining him on the panel are distinguished speakers are Rajiv Atluri, Head HR at leading GCC, bringing perspectives on large-scale hiring and technology-driven talent strategies. Swati Reddy Ala, Head Talent Acquisition and Strategy at Mahi, sharing insights on AI-led recruitment planning and workforce strategy. Arun Sabnavis, Talent Acquisition Leader at Trinet GCC, offering experience-driven views on automation and global hiring practices. Munipalli Shravan Kumar, HR Manager, People and Culture at Moxa.ai, bringing perspectives on AI-powered HR systems and people-centric automation. Mr. Surya Teja, Workforce Management Professional at Coforge, sharing insights on analytics, workforce planning, and digital hiring models. Haripriya Padavala, Senior Manager at Ray Business Technologies, contributing perspectives on technology integration in recruitment and HR operations. With this expert panel and a highly relevant theme, we now hand over the session to our moderator and panelists for an engaging discussion. Ms. Haripriya Padavala, Senior Manager at Visira Solutions, contributing perspectives on technology integration in recruitment and HR operations.
So, very good afternoon to all and all. Are we there, everyone at the last? Thank you. So, good afternoon to the panelists. I know we are in the mid-session where some of them are very eager to shoot questions to all of us, but again, some of them are like, when are these going to be, to end this session? But pretty much I'm going to make sure this will be more interesting, interactive, and you please park your questions at the end. You can shoot out the questions to the panelists and they can answer it. Right? So, looking at the current topic today, to all the panelists, I have one simple common question. How do you see, in your perspective, the traditional talent acquisition model to a current talent acquisition model which is based on AI? So what are your perspectives on this?
Thank you, Karthik, for the question. Traditional was like recruitment as a service kind of a thing where you are an order taker from your business. The AI era, you are the business architect or a product architect, where you are involved right from the initiation of the business discussion. What is the expectations of the business, hiring projections, what is the strategy that you need to evolve, are we geared up, do we have the market, the intelligence data compared to the global competitors, analysis, trend analysis, everything is there in the current era of hiring. So, recruitment as a service, recruitment as a product is the difference from the earlier and the conventional and the traditional kind of way.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Swati here. Thanks Kartikeya for this question. So if I have to talk about traditional talent acquisition, it's more of reactive and manual. And the modern TA along with AI, it's more of proactive and futuristic basically. Earlier it was more dependent on heavy screening the resumes, more dependent on vendors, job portals and headhunting, networking. But now with the AI in talent acquisition, the recruitment has made it very faster with the quality and talent mapping, chatbots in candidate engagement, and automation in interview screening, more of data analytics on my perspective. Thank you.
Hi all, this is Rajiv Akluri again. I'll not be boring you all. Fortunately, I was part of the transition. When I was in my schooling, there were predefined set of careers that were available. Parents used to tell us if you become an advocate, you will be respected. If you become a doctor, you will be respected. If you become a police officer, you will be respected. There were very limited career options back then when we were part of schooling back in 90s and 2000. And there are many senior people who had studied prior to that. But over a period of time, fortunately, the industry has evolved, and India has become an option or a major hub for many of the global organizations to come in. And to put it this way, I started my career with Monster.com. Though it is a technology firm, the initial phase of the hiring was more towards, though the portal itself is a job portal, takes care of the interface or bridging the talent gap in the industry. But many of the people used to walk in and understanding what are the roles that are available. That was a trend back then. So back then, the profiles were not available on the interface. It was more of a manual engagement. If there is a position, we used to get hundreds of people or thousands of people, unfortunately, traveling from different parts of Hyderabad, different parts of both the states. And unlike today, back then there weren't too many transport options too. Nowadays, every one of us were able to afford our own vehicles and have multiple options to commute. But coming back to the point, fortunately, we've been part of that era. One is from traditional approach to digital transformation, and from another aspect is from limited career options to diversified career options. And in the other note, besides the career options, each of us have got the equal opportunity to become an entrepreneur. Unfortunately, there are enough interfaces within Hyderabad which can give us an equal opportunity, irrespective of the educational background that you come with, social background that you come with, the financial background that you come with. Each of you can become an entrepreneur too. So, fortunately, we are all being part of that career, that digital transition. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, we have to adapt to the fact that everything happens over the internet, everything happens over the digital interface, and we've been experiencing the kind of impact it is going to make. Thank you.
Hello, this is Sharath from Moksha.ai at HR. So, wonderful question was from Karthik. See, tradition as well as the new AI automation talent acquisition differences is previously we used to take time to we have to mention all the CVs and screening the CVs. It takes some time, but AI automation it replicates the time in the very less time. We can source and see after screening time. And the thing is here, there are gender bias, and there are few other things also involved based upon preparing JDs and everything was very much easy as of now in the AI talent acquisition, and creating chatbots as Victoria said. So we can push few notifications and emails. So previously we used to do all the grabbing one email template to the for the peoples in the old tradition. Now it became with based upon roles and responsibilities, and we are pushing out different templates for the different roles. That's how it has been changed. And previously sourcing and screening was very headache thing for the volume hiring. Now as panel 2 has make it they came up with few gig workers, mostly for the retails, logistic people and other industries who are working as a gig workers and who are into other volume hiring. AI automation is very helpful. Why? Because screening sourcing the CVs and screening multiple people in the hundred of people, so it make very easy to grab people and talent. So that's how it is very much helpful. So that's all. Thank you.
Hello all, my name is Haripriya Padwala. So thanks for the question, Kartikeya. Coming to this AI and automation, this has got a lot of changes in
in all the sectors and all the industries. It is not just the talent acquisition or HR. And coming to the talent acquisition HR, it has brought up a lot of changes and which shift to their roles and responsibilities also. So when it comes to the recruitment, these recruiters' roles have changed from task executors to a majorly strategic partner. So the recruitment is going in a strategic way where they have the old the traditional model of hiring where we have been avoiding the biased kind of selections. The screenings are becoming a little bit easier, and the screening is more of like a skill set rather than based on the degree conceptuals and all. So this is the tremendous switch that it has brought to the recruiters role especially. And along with the recruiter role, and it has played a major role in the HR also. This is what I wanted to tell. Thank you.
So for that, thanks to everyone for sharing your views. Before I pose the next question, as we heard from our earlier panelists, and we're also going to listen from our next panelists and experts, what we are seeing in the next AI generation is most of the interviews are happening on a chatbot perspective, and also all these agents are coming in, and the parameters that we look at in terms of selecting a candidate. Do you really see, probably this question I can pose to Rajiv directly, do you really see that the kind of parameters that we used to have as a checklist while assessing a candidate, do you think when we embed the technology these days, okay, are these parameters going to definitely work, or do you think we may miss out on some of the potential or best candidates, or how do you see this actually?
So when it comes to the approach, to be very honest, the kind of strategy that we followed yesterday is not working today, and that's not something which is going to work tomorrow. That is how the industry is evolving, that is how the job market is evolving. See, back then we used to have a traditional approach. There used to be a lot of human intervention in taking care of right from initial interaction to the decision making. But now what is happening is there are so many AI tools with which most of the coordination is being leveraged basis the predefined interview structure or the skill set that we are looking at, because of which we are able to reach to the maximum set of people. See, in the digital interface, what happens, guys, this is an heads up and unfortunate experience to most of us. When we apply for any requirement, do understand we will be one among the hundreds and thousands. When a human is handling that set of flow or that set of data set, most of the times, majority of the people, maybe the right set of people also would miss out the opportunities. One beautiful thing with the AI intervention or AI adoption within the hiring stream is, AI is able to screen thousands of resumes. Even if you give 10,000 set, there are tools which can screen 10,000 resumes in identifying the best of the talent for the set of current requirements, set of future requirements, what the designated organization can look towards. Earlier, unfortunately, though we say we are talent partners or HR partners, we were not able to justify because our human efforts were not able to handle the kind of walk-ins, kind of profiles that were came in for different roles. But now with the AI adoption, though it is a tool which is being leveraged, and fortunately we are the ones who are defining what aspects to be leveraged for. But we are able to adopt to the kind of structure that is there, and we are still continuing the kind of skill set that we are looking for. But fortunately, with the involvement of different AI interfaces that are there, and it is able to judge us better, and it is also able to reach us to the maximum set of people who are targeting for that given role.
Probably we can take a very detailed discussion later on that, depending on the time. You have something here.
So thanks Rajiv for detailed discussion. So to continue with Rajiv, so I want to break out the myth in talent acquisition. AI will not replace recruiters, but the recruiters who adopt AI in talent acquisition will have the future definitely. So it's not about AI replace recruiters or any jobs, that's for sure.
Just have a point to add to Rajiv's perception. For example, Karthik is an applicant who got in the interview process, and AI, we have the interview platforms who are AI generated these days, who doesn't have the human interface. Karthik may be a brilliant applicant, it's the timing that may falter, and average kind of feedback, and your chatbot automatically rejects. Whereas with the human interaction, we can influence the hiring manager to reassess the candidate and take a call. So we have recently done multiple such cases, and most of the conversions got to the offers and joinings as well. So AI is an enabler for us, but not completely taking over the role of a recruiter or a TA kind of a thing.
So that means in one way, this is all for the young minds who are sitting in this room. You can rely on the AI, no doubt in that, but that is not the whole sole decision maker. We still have human beings who can take a call further, who are ready to listen. See, even though we take virtual interviews, we still call some of the candidates for a next round because maybe the feel and that experience what we had in a virtual may not be real or may be real. In a realistic perspective, we may find a different experience. Now, this question is again for Arun, right? So the question will be again with respect to our candidates, I mean the youngsters in mind. We have a lot of platforms which are AI-led hiring tools, right? Like a LinkedIn and everything. Now, how do you think you can, like training an algorithm kind of, how do you think what kind of training or what kind of inputs must be given to a Gen Z or a student where they can actually understand the process behind what is happening in this AI recruitment, where they should not feel like I'm a very potential candidate like what you just said, my profile is missing out, maybe a topper is missed out or a wrong profile is going in. So what do you think institution must do with respect to a recruitment perspective that every student can understand how AI based talent recruitment is going?
First thing is your backdrop of the discussion. Whenever you're facing an interview or a discussion, your backdrop must be plain because we are in the AI generated era. The backdrop is very fancy. You don't know whether you are answering or a proxy candidate is answering. Mind you, this happened in the recruitment industry where we had a lateral folk who gave excellent answers. My interviewer got shocked with the way of the communication he gave. But he had a doubt. Out of the subject, he asked, tell me about the recent movie that you watched and you will be hilarious to listen to this. Hero came, villain died, lover came, movie over. In 1 minute he showed him the movie. This was the context my hiring manager told me. So we got a candidate because the backdrop was masked and you don't have a clear picture whether you are answering or your proxy is answering. So the context is just be prepared and your backdrop and other things should be clear to the opposite person in the interaction. And coming to the tools, there are assessment tools which will only have a proctored version where your face and your body will be masked. If you even tilt your head left or right, it is considered as proctored. So we have a difficulties as well with the tools that are coming while we eliminate the mass applications. But having said that, your focus and vision should be facing the cam if you are in the virtual discussions.
So, you have anything to add to this? Both of you are.
Adding to this, I have already said something that due to AI, only the skill is what it screens out. Your qualification or the degrees or where you don't have a bias hiring, where gender bias or anything doesn't come into the AI, but so when you are putting in your CV, the skills are more important, where you add what are the skills you have actually, in fact, so that will make your CV to go to the next level at least, where you can have interview with personal interview and also that is one thing that which you have to look more into. So, and yeah, thank you.
So again, the same another question to you, Haripriya. Now for you. So since that you are involved in an HR end-to-end process,
yes.
Do you strongly believe that there is a bias involved by AI? Do you think did you ever notice that? Have you ever come across? Because I every time come and hear to that now and then in the application. So how do you see that?
Yeah, I totally agree. Even though I'm a HR, I totally agree. There is a bias going on when it comes to the hiring or when it comes to the performance management. So I guess everyone agrees with me. So, but when it comes to the AI, yes, there is until and unless there is some kind of a coding where you don't add that gender bias, it doesn't happen. So that is the assurance that I can give. And adding to Swati's point, recruiters cannot be replaced, of course, but this is helping recruiters to go to the next level where the recruitment, the traditional tasks can be kept aside, and where the recruiters can also grow strategically to understand what is the role of the importance, how this role plays, and the recruitment happens in a technical way, apart from the, as the question points, the gender
discriminations or anything that comes into the picture. So this helps really HRs and recruiters to grow at least. This is also another tool, right? We have a lot of tools which we have been using. But one suggestion I would give for the generation, the current generation is, let's not depend completely on the AI like ChatGPT and also, because we are losing actual credibilities and the calibers of our education systems. So now, for example, now everyone, it's easy for them to just type something in the ChatGPT and you will get the whole content. But now with this, we are losing a basic communication skill that which was there in the traditional systems, but currently we don't have that, and we don't see that. When we take a lot of, like, when we go for the students' interviews and all, freshers and all, they lack in communication skills just because of, you know, this ChatGPT and all, because whatever the essay you want them to write something, they just go use the ChatGPT and get all the content. So they don't have to put their efforts or use their communication skills and all. So this is the only suggestion that I have for this generation or the students here. Thank you.
So, yeah, sure. I just want to add one thing to Haripriya. See, as she said, I want to tell you one thing. HR nowadays became a co-worker for us. So we completely should not rely on the AI. Why? Because we have to do as an individual. So then only what outcomes has been come from your organization. If not, you will be like beyond the like AI or ChatGPT something. So work smart, hard, and show your capabilities as an individual. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. So coming back to the reality, see, when I started my career, my first interview was with Monster.com. So some of you need to understand how the industry has transitioned. When we wanted to explore back then, say in 2004, 5, 6 and all, the interfaces were very limited. Back then it was just Google. Even today, if you search something on Google, it gives you 20-30 pages of different web URLs, and you would end up spending months and years of time in understanding what you're looking for. But over a period of time, there are so many tools which gives you instant output. The reason why I'm sharing this experience is, I'll just take one more minute. Back then when I wanted to attend the interview, there was no interface which was available for me to prepare myself, align myself, and to understand what question that they would ask, how I should be able to answer to them. On a lighter note, when I went to the organization, I wanted to reach to a few colleagues, a few people who are already working there and taking their insight. And my first interaction was with the HR right? I quickly reached out to him. I'm attending the corporate, this kind of interview for the first time. Can you give me a little insight on how I need to face myself? Fortunately, that guy was helpful and he has given the insight, and with his help, I was able to be successful. But that's not the kind of help what was available back then. And there are no other interfaces also. Having access to information, having access to some of the industry mentors was a privilege back then. But fortunately, irrespective of what tools the employer is using or the client is using, you also have the equal interface, a free interface for you to prepare and analyze yourself. And little contradicting to the point what my colleague Priya said, with GPT or with OpenAI interfaces, written communication part is being taken care. So there is a very little worry that you need to worry around what to type, how to type and all. Because over a time, within investing little amount of time, your written communication or the mail communication part is being taken care. But the second major element is how you present yourself, how you represent yourself, how confident you sound when you are interacting with the person is what is going to define your new opportunity. Until unless you are not able to exhibit yourself, irrespective of you being the Spootis topper or state topper or the Indian topper, you will not be successful. Right? Please focus on your communication.
I mean, that makes a big sense because even recently when I was hiring candidates for a Java position freshers, intentionally I do one activity. Whenever the candidate comes for interview, I look at the resume and I keep it aside because 90% are again ChatGPT generated or something written by some other professional but not by themselves. Number one. Number two, I keep a bundle of white papers in front of me. I don't want to listen to them. I make them to write their story. What they did, how they did, what was the projects they had done. If they are able to successfully write with a proper English, in a proper language, filling both the sides of the paper, then I'll be ready to take a further discussion. Because most of the discussions happening through these GPTs, I don't say that you're not, I'm not saying that you don't use GPTs. But the point here is, they're not the decision makers, they're not the 90% or 100% accurate answers that you look at. They're just giving you an opinion. They also research on the Google, they also research with the driven algorithms. But whatever they accurately pull up, they just give it to you. But again, there's a disclaimer many of you won't notice. This is just for your information. This is not 100% accurate. As an HR, imagine what if we follow the questions from ChatGPT, every candidate should be selected. So we don't want it to do that, right? So finally, let's take one last question here for all of us. I would like to have a quick opinion on, if you are given an opportunity, we are not going against to the technology again, what are those things in a traditional HR or a TA where you feel still the traditional things should be in the system, we don't want to bring them into automation?
See, it's a one line, human intervention. Because how much AI screens your resume, match it, engage the candidate and interview everything. But the miss on the candidate, intervention will not be taken, and it should be there. Because a human can only decide whether this person is suitable to the organization. So, that's for me.
During the application is the offer process and offer management thing, which definitely needs a human interaction, because Karthik can ask X or Y and a ChatGPT or a AI bot cannot negotiate with him. So it's always a human who will negotiate and give a complete overview of what is the range and the budget aligned for the role, etc. So this is moreover in the near future or wherever the job market lies. So offer management cannot be replaced by AI.
The confidence you build in a candidate, only human can do, not an AI. According to me, at least the pre-onboarding and onboarding, I don't want an AI intervention.
You ensure that our jobs are safe still. We are still on board.
So, pre-onboarding at least to understand whom we are offering, and onboarding at least, okay, who has come into the organization, can we handle them or not?
Also take care of the exits also.
Yeah.
Or else we'll be in the exit process.
No, exit we don't want. Exit we want AI intervention at least.
According to me, payroll and compliance, I don't want to bring AI. Why? Because there are different numbers and different compliance part. So there are different. No, not into deep manual. There are, on monthly varies, there for different employees, there are monthly variables, monthly incentives. So there are few things will be added in one-on-one time, like monthly time. So that's the main thing. I don't want to put AI into these things. And for the compliance part, especially for these EPF and ESI and other returns, I don't want to integrate with this AI. That is my point.
See, my view is AI can minimize the clerical engagements in any given organization, but when it comes to attitude of an individual, like many of the panelists have highlighted, alignment of an individual or adaptability of an individual, that is something, these are the three key elements which can only be explored, identified and understood with a human interaction. See, if technology can replace an individual, by now Bill Gates could have, involved a couple of chatbots, a couple of bots in taking care of Microsoft execution. Likewise, many of the technology firms. Ultimately, it is an individual or a human-driven approach that is what is making the industry to function. You look at any given organization, if Apple is, Apple as it is today, it is because of one individual, one core leader. It is not, no one talks about the technology. Everyone talks about the technology being introduced by an individual. Now in India also we have many best of the leaders in all segments. Again, it is the humans who would be remembered, who would be cherished, and who are introduced and brought in different technologies to the interface. So that would just be an aid and hype or help. Ultimately, it is we who are going to take care of the core execution and transforming the industry.
With your permission. Okay. So, to the students here, you no need to worry whether AI shortlists your resume, you get the job or not. You need not to worry about it because you are the engineers who build these automations, who build these chatbots. So your focus should be on the enhancement of the existing chatbots, not whether you get a job or not. So I think your focus should be more on how to build a chatbot or how to enhance to the existing automations, not to worry about whether AI shortlists your resume or not. Thanks.
Thank you so much for all your opinions. Before I close this discussion, I would like to take a quick point. Being an HR for the last 22 years, equally in a cyberspace for the last 8 years now, as a cybersecurity advisor and an expert associated with a couple of states of police department as well. Now, I see that many of the applications that are coming today in the market, I advise all the students especially and the organizations also. Even today morning I had a case from one of the company who have got about 3,000 plus employees. We audited them 4 months back on a cyber perspective. We gave them a hint that your company has got a security breach option. Anytime that can happen. They did not take it seriously. Yesterday night in between 2:30 they had a security breach and 5:30 had a wake up call that there is a postmortem to be done on a server. So that means there are ample number of applications that are coming in the market today in terms of a human capital management, in terms of a recruitment platform, in terms of a job platform. It need not be a Naukri monster, any local thing also. Please don't go blindly by the reviews, number one. And before you upload any information, as a cyber advisor I'm telling, every organization will take care of your information. What matters for your organization is what type of servers are you using. If you are not able to afford your own server, please afford a server at a better cost, but avoid to take a hybrid server. It's like in a single flat, 3 families are staying, and all the 3 are different families. If one is struggling, all the 3 will have a common problem. So now go for a private cloud or a public cloud if you are able to afford. Ensure that your firewalls are strong in terms of your systems, your organization website, because the company which got affected today, the malware entered through the company website and that impacted through an official email and that damaged the whole system, and the ransom is 8 crores now. So it's not a small thing. The biggest part is their entire employees' information is at stake. And I see many of the organizations doesn't follow DigiLocker. I don't know for what good reason. DigiLocker is something highly assured, secured by the government of India. You can upload your education documents, you can upload your Aadhaar, PAN. Companies need not even ask a physical card from the candidate. HRs need not verify that. Even colleges need not ask a student for that. You have an access from the banks. You open DigiLocker, create an account, verify and leave it paperless. Highly secured. So with this, I thank everyone in the panel. So looking at the time constraint, I can take only one question. We know we took time, but I can take one question, rest we can take off the record. I know, we have the question on the dais. You can tell to whom you want to ask, it's a general one.
It's a general question.
Get up, get the gun ready.
Anyone can answer. So, I don't know if you know about this, there's a Reddit for AI chatbots. So basically, all the AI chatbots are interacting with other AI chatbots. And they are scheming against humans, we'll make our own religion, God, all these things. So do you think it will impact human in any way, increasing, as we know there's an increase in AI chatbots in everything. So do you think it will impact in the humans?
See, again, when it comes to skimming, spoofing, everything in a security perspective, like I said, you need to understand what application you must use. You must be very much aware. If that is introduced by something by LinkedIn or a Naukri kind of thing, okay. But still, you verify, recheck everything. And you also have to have, in a cyber perspective, I can say, if anyone is attacked with a cyber issue, the major problem is common sense. What are we trying to do on a cyber world? So what you wanted to ask to the chatbot is something you need to. Don't put something where that information can be used or skimmed somewhere or spoofed somewhere.
No, in that platform there is no human interaction at all.
There is no human interaction.
Yeah.
It is all system to system. But end of the day, who is managing the data? That's it. It is not a self-driven Tesla. Even Tesla is programmed. So end of the day, the back-end data center is maintained by a human being. So if you say my college is very secure, nobody can leave this without giving access. Only one person can leave that without showing an access card. The one who maintains the entire access. he can break it and breach it and he can walk out. So do not think that there is no human intervention behind any chatbot or something. There is always a master brain sitting and we don't know what is the intention for that master brain. We got to be careful. So post, before you ask or post anything to a chatbot or an agent or a portal anywhere, rethink and then ask.
We control our usage of, because every technology has got its cons and pros, right? So it always goes with the dependency and the usage of individual.
So I think we got the answer. So thank you so much everyone and thank you panel.
Did you ask any AI interface the same question that you asked us? What was the answer? Are you cooking up something behind? Did you ask any of the AI?
No, I didn't ask, but I saw that in a social media. But that's a good question I can ask.
The social media itself.
Fortunately, I don't think any of such things can happen like we see and experience in the movies. I mean, the technology is in the right hands, like Kartikeya said. For sure, we are going to transit in a good way.
Thank you all, respected panelists. Thank you so much for your valuable suggestions, and I hope they're all useful for the students and the audience as well. Thank you all.
Thank you, panelists and the moderator. Now I would like to request Secretary of the SPHN, Director and Principal to come onto the dais. And I also request the moderator to stay back. We now proceed with the award ceremony for the members of the third panel and other awardees. We request the awardees to kindly approach the stage as their names are announced. The Youth Drashta HR Innovation and Future of Work Award goes to Mr. K. Kartikeya Kumar, Head HR at Focus Softnet. The youth has said Thank you, sir. The Yodha Setu Talent Acquisition Excellent Award goes to Ms. Swati Reddy Ala, Head Talent Acquisition and Strategy at Mathis. The Yoda C2 Talent Acquisition Excellent Award goes to Mr. Arun Subnavis, Talent Acquisition Leader at Trinet GCC. The Yugdrashtra HR Innovation and Future of Work Award goes to Mr. Munipalli Shravan Kumar, HR Manager, People and Culture at Moxa.ai. The
Chanakya Darpan Strategic Vision Award goes to Mr. Surya Teja, Workforce Management Professional at Coforge. Thank you. The Siddhartha Park Rising HR Leader Award goes to Ms. Haripriya Padavala, Senior Manager at Visira Solutions.
బ్యాగ్స్ పక్కకి పెట్టమని చెప్పు
Sankalpa Sutra Change and Transformation Leader goes to Varun Gupta, Team Lead Talent Acquisition Accenture. Siddhartha Part Rising HR Leader goes to Gummadi Shruti, People Advisor Manager at Accenture. Yodha Setu Talent Acquisition Excellent goes to Priyanka Simhala, Assistant Manager Talent Acquisition, ZF Group. Can we have Rohita Chaudhary from GCC Leader Advisor? Next, Yodha Setu Talent Acquisition Excellent Award goes to Sheikh Hashim Hussain, Senior Talent Acquisition Specialist, Tech Mahindra.
ఇందులో రాలేదు తీసే ఫ్రైడే ప్రైజ్ ఎవడు ఇంకో ఫ్రైడే
Next, Yodha Setu Talent Acquisition Excellent Award goes to Raju G, HR from Tech Mahindra. Next, Siddhartha Park, Rising HR Leader goes to Durga Prasad, HR from Emphasis. Amatya Samrat, Organizational Excellence goes to Tejaswini V, HR from HCL Tech. Siddhartha Park,
HR leader goes to Naeem Munisa, HR role assistant, general manager from Aspire Systems. Next, Yug Drashta, HR Innovation and Future of Work goes to Chiluguri VLM Murthy, Head HR, Everest Organics.
Siddhartha Path, rising HR leader, goes to Karla N. Shankar, assistant manager, HR, ITC Limited. The Siddhartha Path, rising HR leader award goes to Ms. Parul Tawai, HR executive, product solutions. The Chanakya Tharpan Strategic Vision Award goes to Mr. Zishan, Senior HRBP, Zimoso Technologies. The Dharmasetu Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Award goes to Ms. Rajeshwari Nayak, HR Manager, Waranso Semiconductor PV Private Limited. The Yodha Setu Talent Acquisition Excellent Award goes to Ms. Neelima Gunti, Executive HR, Innovox Systems Private Limited. The Siddhartha Path Rising HR Leader Award goes to Ms. Shantipriya Ayodhya, Senior Manager, Human Resources, Voxai IT Solutions. The Mantra Shakti Communication Leadership Award goes to Mr. Krish Chakrabarti, Head Communications, PR and Recruitment Stack Apps, IT Services Private Limited.